Okay, today we're going to talk about adding and subtracting polynomials. We'll talk about that, but first we need to discuss what a term is, as well as a coefficient. A term is this. I sign it this way, term. It can be a number by itself, it can be a variable by itself, or it can be a number and a variable. Now, for coefficients. The coefficient is the numerical part of the term. We have a table here with terms and then the coefficient of the term. First, the term is 9x squared. The coefficient, I sign it like this, is the number in front of the variable, and that's 9. Okay, now the second one. Now this one doesn't seem to have a number in front. But you remember that if there's no number there written, the number there is 1. 1x cubed y. So 1 would be the coefficient. Now, with a negative term, it's -1. Now, 15 becomes is a coefficient because it is. Now 4/5. Now x to the 6th power is not with the 4 only, with the 5 only. It's 4/5 x to the 6th power. Now the last one. One-seventh. It's written different. It's x to the 9th over 7. It's the same idea if we write it in different ways. Three different ways you can write it. X to the 9th over 7, 1/7 x to the 9th, or 1x to the 9th over 7. Just understand they all mean the same thing and be flexible. Now we're going to talk about definitions, how to define polynomial. Poly means many, well, more than one. Nomial is talking about the terms. How do we know if something's a polynomial or not? There are some requirements. Okay, so what it means is the exponent cannot be negative, like x to the -2. Or if you have a fraction, the variable cannot be in the denominator with an exponent. Now we're going to determine if these things are polynomials or not. Yes, this qualifies as a polynomial. Where x to the -3 is not, disqualifies this as a polynomial. We cannot call this a polynomial. And this one is qualified, but it has a fraction. 2/3. It can have a fraction. You just cannot have the denominator being a variable with an exponent. No. Having x squared in the denominator disqualifies this as a polynomial. Now, another example I want to show you. So what if we had something like this? So is this a polynomial or is it not? Has it disqualified for some reason? It has 4 squared in the denominator, but that's a number. It's not a variable. We can simplify this. And this is a polynomial. Now, on to the next part of our vlog. Now, we're going to just name specific types of polynomials. Polynomial is one or more. Now, within polynomials, there are specific types of polynomials that have specific names. If it's a one-term polynomial, we call it a monomial. Mono meaning one. 2 terms is binomial. Tri for trinomial is 3 terms. The first example we have, is it a polynomial or is it, okay, it is. Now, is it a monomial, binomial, or trinomial? The first one would be a monomial. Now, the second one has 3 terms, so therefore it is 3 is tri, so trinomial. This doesn't talk about the exponent. It's not like if it's x squared, it's a binomial. This is how many terms are in the polynomial. We have 2 terms here, so therefore it's a binomial. Bi meaning 2. The last one is kind of not fair because actually it's not even a polynomial because it has x squared in the denominator. So it's disqualified. It's not even a polynomial. I mean, you could say if, how many terms do we have? We have 3. It's a trinomial, but it's not a polynomial, so we can't even classify it. We would just say, nope, not a polynomial. Now, we're going to talk about degrees. The degree of a term is the first thing we're going to talk about. Now, just the term itself. The degree of the term relates to the exponent on the variable. If we have one variable, like x squared, it's second degree. The degree is 2. Okay? Now, the definition says term or sum of exponents on the variables. The sum. We only have one variable, so nothing to add up. Below here we have 45, and there's no variable there. We can write, exponent, watch this. X to the 0 is 1, right? So there's no variable, we can say it's a 0 degree term. The second one, y, has no exponent that we see, but it really is y to the first. Now 12x squared yz cubed. There are three variables, x, y, and z. We have to add the exponents together to get the degree of the term. Remember, y doesn't have a number written, but we can put 1 there. So 2 plus 1 plus 3 is 6. It's a 6th degree term. The last one, negative 2 to the third and x to the fifth. Do we add 3 and 5 for the exponents? No, because 2 is not a variable. We have to simplify first. Now it's clear this is a 5th degree term. Now we're done for now, and I'll see you next vlog.